Alright, my name's Damien. I'm going to be demonstrating your Rockwood Geo Pro today. We're going to start in the exterior, work on the way into the interior. So it's going to be a two-part video. So let's get started. So right off the bat, you have a nice powered tongue jack here. Basic utility light when you back it up so you can pretty much guide you in. Extend, retract feature on it. Biggest thing with this is it has an inline fuse tucked down below here. It's generally a 30 amp fuse, so in case you overextend it, underextend it, it'll blow. That's the main reason why it'll stop working. In case it decides just completely stop working, this cap right on top comes off, and there's a manual crank that comes with the unit, so you can manually raise it up or lower it down if you need be. So right behind that, you got your two 20-pound propane tanks. Here's your regulator indicator showing it's pulling from the right propane tank. As soon as this tank's completely drained, it automatically switches to the opposing tank. There's nothing you have to do to switch it over. Just remember, there is no gauge on the entire coach telling you how full the propane is left, so I always recommend to just keep the opposing tank closed, so that way you at least have some form of propane at all times. Behind that, you have your dual cover for your batteries. You have two batteries interconnected to each other because you have the inverter on the unit plus your solar panel, so they're all hooked up together, strapped down. It's not going to go anywhere. It's bolted down to the frame. Below here you have your breakaway cable for the coach. That activates the electronic brakes if for some unknown reason this gets yanked out while you're traveling. Switch right here. It's your docking lights, which is the lights right there. Above that we have your cable hookup input for the entire coach, satellite. Then you have your city water connection, which you need to make sure when you're using that you have a pressure regulator valve. Keeps the PSI between 40 and 50 at all times. And to the right of that is your antifreeze inlet. So this one you hook like a half a water line to it, stick it to your gallon of antifreeze, and on the inside there's a valve you would open up to have it pull from here with a water pump. So there's no need to be taking antifreeze inside the coach. To the right of that is your outside shower, which is a standard one hot and cold connection. Help rinse you off before you gotta go inside the coach. Any kids, any dirt, stuff like that. To the right of that is your potable water fill. So this is if you're going to a campground that does not have water, you fill this up before you go. And you always use your pump when using your potable water. When using your city water connection, you do not use your pump due to the fact is that the pressure is being used from the campground's water. So, potable water, use your pump. City water, do not use your pump. Then over here is your hand crank for your stabilizer jacks. The front wheel for your tongue jack. On the other side of this you have your griddle and your outside shelf. We'll show you that on the other side when we get to there. In each corner of the unit you have a stabilizer jack. They're strictly meant for stabilization. They are not meant for leveling, and they are not meant to change a tire if you need it. Only for stabilization. You're going to crank one down. Once it hits the ground, go to your next one. Keep repeating until all four are down. Once all four are down all the way, you're going to do a nice quarter turn each one to get them nice and snug. You always want to remember, if you're on loose dirt or gravel, to make sure to put a board underneath it to give it something extra to bite into. To the right of this, we have your water heater. It has a electric or propane option. The biggest thing with that, the electric option has to have this toggle switch turned on before the inside toggle switch could activate. So always remember, if you're going to use electric, turn this switch on first before you turn the switch on the inside on. And then naturally you always want to pull your pressure relief valve to make sure there is water in the water heater before you turn it on. If not, it's encased in styrofoam and that'll start to melt, and it's a very, very bad smell. Also remember that it is only a 6-gallon water heater, so if you're going to take any kind of a shower, make sure it's a quick shower. Now below your water heater, underneath, you have your fresh point drain.
Am I in?